Hello and welcome to the tutorial for the stage card I made. If you do not know what it is a card. You open the curtains and reveal a message, and I love it and it's amazing. And I've only made it for one person. Now I've made it for this tutorial. So this tutorial is for the person that requested it mainly, but anybody obviously. I hope it helps and you're able to make it. And I know there's lots of description or bits for it, but it's a matter of to get it all functioning as you need it, I guess. I'm sorry it took so long. I was aiming for perfection, and that is hard to obtain, especially when video editing is only new now for me. We'll start with the black card. So you need two like this, 21 by 15 centimeters. I have pre-prepared two in the ways that it needs to be cut. And this is the big card, 29 by 20 and a half centimeters. Sooner. So, this is for the frame. This is for the outer edge of the card. I have measured 1 inch from all the sides, and I cut the center out because we need this part. If you're really good, you want to do this part like this, and you can reuse it, but I still reuse that for something, I'm sure. Okay, so we have that. And then you need the backing for it. Right. And I have cut off 1/2 inch. Yes, I like to use inches too sometimes. Sometimes it just makes it easier. Right? Cut off 1/2 inch from all the edges of this one. This is our backing behind the stage. Behind the curtains for the stage, right? So you can rub these out, right? At least the outer half. The problem with rubbing that out is it leaves this, but it's alright. It's not so bad. Okay, so now we have the back and we have our outside. Now we need our curtains. So, I have this. Flowy material I think would be best for this type of card. You can iron it so it's super nice. That would be great. I did not do that. But just if you want to make it super crisp. And also these are all I have left of the black. Because I had this from when I did some Xbox controller cards very, very long time ago. And this is all I have left. So please excuse the spots on it. You don't really want that if you're going to make this for somebody, right? Okay, so we've got this. This is from our polo, like one of those sporty sort of polos. This is one of the spare pockets that came with one. And that, as we have over here, cutting into 12 by 8 centimeters. 12 and 8 across, and that you can get 2 out of one of these pockets. So if you have one of those, brilliant. But if not, that's your measurements. Okay, I'll move these to the side. Don't need those yet. We're gonna make our curtains now. So I've made one already. Right, the folded over some for a seam, or for a seam, I guess. That's about 7 mil, oops, sorry, 7 mil over, 7 to 8-ish. Doesn't have to be perfect of any sort. So that's going to be one curtain, and I have one which hasn't been done yet, but it's been cut. So I left this purposefully. So you want your needle and thread. I thread the thread through, so then I've got 2 threads, right? Been doing that since I was young. I feel like it makes it stronger, right? Okay, and then I like to hide the knot. So you do a few knots so that it's not going to come out. So you don't want that. I'm going to thread it, go through one. This may be lengthy part. Okay, so this is so I can hide the knot on the inside. I like to make things look as neat and tidy and well done as I can. Okay, so this is what I'm doing, folding it over. See, just guesstimating. I'm pulling it tight so I can use the tension to keep it, to get it in there nicely. It's got the paper clips on. I'll just measure that so you know. You can see, so it's about 8 mil. Okay, so I'm doing like, I think it's called a running stitch. I've got my knot there, behind there, so I'm going to go just, should have gone a little bit further back. I want to go right behind it. Be careful not to stab yourselves, please, with the needle. It hurts. You can make these stitches as, what's the word? As, you know, like the same size, same length, which is the better wording for that. So you can just slide the paper clip across. See? How brilliant is this? I just figured this out for this because I thought there has to be a better way. Because fiddling with the seam, trying to keep it all uniform, is a pain in the bum. So it's just, I'm just going in and then coming back up ways. I'm nervous and a bit shaky. Good. Oh yeah. Yeah, just be careful doing that sort of thing, especially with these double thread, because you can really knot up knot up your thread, and it sucks. Sometimes you have to then just undo it all. See, that's sort of puckering up, if that's the word for it. So you want to loosen that. It's because of the type of stitch I'm doing. Okay, I'll take that one off now. Just go with what I got there. I'll just go a little bit further, just so the stitch kind of finishes right near the edge. Then I like to come back in right. I want to get my needle up in the center, in there, so I can hide, oops, sorry, needle in through the loop, so it's not catching the front, just so I can hide the knot. First, make sure this is all pulled, it's not puckered, and then do it. Okay. Okay. I like to do it at least twice, usually a few times, and I'm kind of pulling at it so the knot can go together. So you got like, you know, double knot, triple knot, whatever you. So you've got that little ball of thread to stop it from coming out. Okay, and then to hide my end, like you can do it however you want, but I'm coming back through. I'm gonna go in about here. Sorry, I'm just coming back through the hole, bringing that. Okay, and then I'm going to snip that off. So there we are. Now we have two curtains. We have our curtains, and we have our card. This part to the back because of the big spot. And this fold to the bottom. So you put these on the underside, so it's less likely to be seen. You can choose your best side to the front for that one. So, woohoo! Okay, so that's where we're at. Beautiful. So it's about, oh gosh, 1.8 centimeters. So this is for the string on which the curtains will be suspended upon. Okay. And that will be using the embroidery thread. Because last time I used yarn and it had difficulty, like it didn't go smoothly across. And then I thought wire, but wire's quite stiff and maybe hard, possibly hard to secure. You could fold it over and maybe that would help, and it's probably fine. I might try that try that in the future. I didn't, but I thought this would be quite sufficient. Because wire is also visible unless it's black, or you can paint it black, I don't know. But I thought this may work because it is meant for fabric. It's meant to go through fabric nice and smooth. So here we go. Okay, so these, I'm going to cut a slit. It just needs to be to hold the thread. Before this goes down, you must get your curtains on. Before you get it in there and glue it. Okay, so curtains need to go on there first. However, to make it easier for us, for the end result, we need these to be threaded up, or the pulling mechanism of sorts that's going to be in this project. So this, I'm going to put in my little scrap jar. Ta-da, Vegemite. Just got bits and pieces from my recent things I've done. If you need lots of thread, you need enough, well, you know, decent amount anyway. You need enough to go through the curtain top, and then it needs to go down here, right? As long as you got enough. If there's extra, that's fine. Just don't want to have less when you're doing this. So let's say that's about how much. Looks like 30 centimeters. Yeah, a little bit more than 30. So I'm just going to get a little bit more so I can do both without having to rethread. There we go. Good knot. What? Almost. Okay, so this one I've got a single thread. It's just doubled over so you can hold it so it won't come loose, you know. I don't know if you know, but yeah. Okay, so now with this one, again, I want to hide the knot. I like to hide the knots wherever I can. I'm just going to go in here. It's quite a large needle, so I hope it doesn't leave a huge hole. Okay, and then I'm just going to go in close to the edge. This is on the back, right? It's the back of the curtain. Then, sort of tricky part. This is also why it's better to have this bigger needle. You want to just go through the middle. You don't want to stab any. You don't want to get it in any. Don't want to get it through the front or anything. There we go. Brilliant. Ta-da! There we go. So that is threaded now. Surely that will be enough there. Right. Now we go again. Do the same for the other curtain. Ta-da! Okay, now keep in mind which side I've got. So that's got the right side. Okay, so then if this is laying this way, I need to go in here, this bit, with my needle. Okay. So we're in through the back. The little wins, you know, little triumphs, like yay! Be happy. Don't worry, be happy. For the embroidery thread, I think I'm gonna use all of that. You can pull these apart, I found out. I was like, what? Yeah. You can pull these apart so that it's not so much. Okay, so I'm going in I'm gonna make sure this stays out, okay? It should if you're just going in the top part. It's the same as the other way, but we're doing it as if we're threading the curtains on the curtain rod. Aww. Okay. Just to check if it's going to work out. Just pull. Yep. Awesome. It's going to be great. Now those slits we made, that's for this curtain rod. And we're going to fold it in, put them in there. ends. There we are, there's one. When I did the yarn, I had to cut out a tiny piece. I don't recommend it. It was a bit thick. I'm pulling this as tight as I can, and then that'll get glued down. Okay. Just use my finger to smooth that out. This one's a bit stringy. And it's holding up. Beautiful. The strings, I'm going to cut a slit slightly lower. Okay, for these pulling strings. Can you see? Just a few mil. Don't want it in that one. Like, probably could, but I'd rather have a separate one so it's nice and straight. There we go. Okay, now they're slid in. So we've got our stage. It'll go on here, so this will come in a little bit. And so these are going to be like a pull tab. They're going to come together. So I got this ribbon. I like the idea of the wider one. And so you need it so it's long enough to cover this bit and also cover what you pull, right? So if I hold this, pull, oh, when it's in the string it's a bit easier. There we are. So if I pull it right to the ends, you want this to be in the ribbon. So often I'll burn these ends, but I'm not going to go get the lighter this time to do so. So you want it there, but you want it further up. This is the trickiest part of this. Okay. Okay, if it's under here more because it needs to go there to hide. So we won't be gluing this part. Okay, I'm just going to put a little bit of glue to keep that there. Triumph! And smooth that a little bit. Stringy. Now, see how that's hidden under there? Cool. So once you got that down, then you need to, before you make this into a little tab, you need to pull the curtains back closed. This would be way smoother with wire. That's what I was going to do this time, but still, not everyone has wire. I feel like it's a less common of a craft material, so it went with embroidery. Plus it's black. You can barely see it, which makes this whole thing just cooler. Now it's all closed. Whoops. Bit of a problem there. Now you just need the tab long enough so it sticks out, so you can pull. Hold on, got to keep in mind this thing around it. See, haha. The rest may have it hidden. Okay. See, strings taut. It's still hanging out. Okay, and I'm going to fold it over right where the glue ends there. Line it up so it's nice and straight. That'll do, donkey. Just gonna squish it together. Did put a bit much glue in. That's okay. Good. Now snip off its bit. Okay. That can go on my little Veggie matcha. Awesome. hardest part is over. Now it's a matter of putting it together. Okay. This is the card, using for the writing part of it. Oh, there's my pencil mark. Yeah, that's right. Pencil mark to measure it. I'm going to fold it in half. That's about it. Okay, now this is also a tricky part. Tricky-ish. Because you mustn't glue down here. Or else this won't work. And glue. See, all this needs to be free so the strings can go down. So we're going to glue up here. And we're going to glue a little bit of the corner part. Right. So it goes here, it's going to go about there, so about here. Glue there, glue up the top. If you want to be very sure, I'd recommend, and be very sure where your clearances are. I recommend pulling this. Oh, it's hard when it doesn't have the strength behind it. Right, so pulling that till they're open. And you kind of know where you can sort of go. That's okay. Gives you an idea. Got those all glued. Now lay it down. Oh, put this up so we can get nice and center. Close to. We squish. Which is part of the reason why you don't go super close, because if you go super close and you squish and you got lots of glue, then it's going to squish over to the other bits. You don't want that. Okay. Almost done. Okay, we're just going to pull these right over so we can get the outside border on. I'm going to tuck these in. So the outside border, we'll glue along the top, glue along these sides, and can glue along this edge and a little bit here. Just going to make sure I don't have it on those parts there. If you get it on there, where the strings move, they won't move anymore. Okay, got there. We need to do the top. So if you do this, it smooths the glue out a bit, and you're not less glue, so it's not getting all super clumpy. Okay, so you can go all along the base. Just miss this part. Just go really thin there so it doesn't go onto the ribbon. Now we'll put our top on. Okay, just best you can, center. I like to look. Maybe how to do some marks to help yourself or something like that, you know. Oh, this is probably better doing it that way. Move that around. Okay. And now, that's it. Should be done. And nice and let it dry before you go doing anything. As long as you've not put glue on the moving parts, it should still move. It's a bit saggy now. If you get that as tight as you can. But yeah, I hope that helps. And then you go And I thought, with the stage, the stage 3D printed one, the one I designed and printed, it's also on my shorts, because again, I thought it was super cool. I had made little like curtain holders, which you could do with this. I thought it'd be really cool, but I just kept it the simplest I could for this tutorial. But I thought, oops, a bit of glue, you could add those in here, just like a little strip of the same fabric, because like in my case I had some left over and everything. Just a little strip, you could even glue it in and do and loop it, make a little loop, and then you could stuff this in. That's a bit harder. We could glue one side and then have some Velcro, so you can bring it around and Velcro it, and that could be really cute, because then you can have the message showing, you know, if you're doing so. But they don't really go back together very easy. You have to pull them. I thought of a way I could do that with the same sort of system, but again, I'm just keeping this as basic as I can. Anyways, after a long-winded tutorial, lots of time, hope this helps. Yeah, enjoy. Such a cool little thing, and it can be improved. Easy. But yeah, nice little card for somebody. Enjoy. Have a lovely day or night, both preferably, and bye.